Welcome to Buenos Aires, the city of tango, passion, and plenty of gorgeous men.
In this video, we're taking you through the best gay bars, eats, and experiences in the Argentine capital, showing you everything that makes this city so irresistible. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Buenos Aires is one of those cities that hits you immediately. The energy, the architecture, the style, it feels like Europe, but with a Latin heartbeat that's completely its own.
You've got grand boulevards, Parisian-style buildings, leafy parks, and then layered on top of that, one of the best LGBTQ scenes in South America.
Fun fact, this is actually the first country in Latin America to legalize same-sex marriage back in 2010. And you can feel that openness throughout the city.
And of course, you can't talk about Buenos Aires without mentioning Evita, Eva Perón, whose legacy still shapes the culture here today, from politics to pop culture to that famous balcony at Casa Rosada.
Add in tango, late-night dining, and neighborhoods like Palermo Soho, where nightlife doesn't even get started until after midnight, and you've got a city that really knows how to live.
But before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming gay travel adventures. Now let's dive in.
We arrive late into Buenos Aires after a long travel day, and it's about a 45-minute drive from Ezeiza Airport into Palermo Soho, where we're staying.
We reserved our apartment through Booking.com, right above a cute little design shop called the Pink Chair. And it's honestly the perfect setup. Modern, spacious, and super easy with a virtual doorman.
Even arriving late, you can feel the energy right away. The streets are buzzing, people are out, and dinner here happens much later than we're used to.
Our first stop after dropping our bags is El Preferido de Palermo, which is one of the most popular and very gay-friendly restaurants in the area.
We don't have a reservation, so we end up waiting about an hour, but that's part of the experience. They bring out little drinks and empanadas while you wait, which immediately makes everything better.
For dinner, we start with Negronis, bread, olives, then go for a Caesar salad and the famous Milanesa with papas fritas. Argentina is obviously known for beef, but we go with the chicken, and it's still incredible.
By the time we finish, it's already late, so we make a quick stop at Puteo, one of the most popular gay bars nearby.
Palermo is packed with nightlife, sidewalk cafes, and bars. It's one of those neighborhoods where you can just wander and find your vibe.
And if you're up for one more stop, Feliza is just a quick Uber away, and it's one of the most inclusive LGBTQ spaces we've found anywhere.
We don't always come across bars that feel just as welcoming for women, but Feliza really brings everyone together. Such a fun, open, anything-goes kind of energy.
Definitely one to add to your list. But for us, it's a relatively early night because tomorrow is a full day of exploring.
We start our first full day in Buenos Aires slowly. We head up to check out our rooftop pool in Palermo Soho. Then we walk over to Cobre Café, which was recommended by our host, and it's exactly the kind of spot we love. Great coffee, great vibe, and a perfect way to ease into the day.
We order Americanos, a granola bowl, avocado toast, and of course a cinnamon roll because we have zero self-control when it comes to delicious pastries.
Across the street, there's some incredible street art featuring iconic Buenos Aires figures, which is a preview of what we're about to see.
We hop in an Uber and head to Teatro Colón, one of the most famous opera houses in the world and the starting point for our self-guided walking tour.
Next, we make our way to the Obelisk, right in the middle of Avenida 9 de Julio, one of the widest avenues in the world. It's 67.5 meters tall, or 221 feet, and was built in just over 4 weeks back in 1936, making it one of the most recognizable symbols of Buenos Aires.
Then we head over to Plaza de Mayo and Casa Rosada, and this is where Evita gave her famous speeches from the balcony. Moments that became iconic, not just in Argentina, but globally.
From Casa Rosada, we walk toward Puerto Madero, crossing the beautiful pedestrian bridge where you'll often see tango dancers performing. It's such a romantic part of the city, especially on a nice day.
And then we reward ourselves with cocktails at the Faena Hotel.
This place is iconic, designed by Philippe Starck, opened in the early 2000s, and still one of the most glamorous hotels in Buenos Aires.
I actually stayed here years ago when it first opened, and coming back now, it's just as sexy, just as beautiful, and still very gay popular.
We grab mojitos by the pool, soak in the vibe, and honestly, it's the perfect break after a full morning of sightseeing.
Back in Palermo, weekends are perfect for exploring Plaza Serrano, where you'll find markets, crafts, and local designers.
We also stop by Mari Cafe, an LGBTQ bookstore and cafe that's full of personality, colorful desserts, and great energy. It's always important for us to support local queer businesses when we travel, and this is definitely one worth checking out.
Next, we head to the Evita Museum, which is a must if you want to understand her impact on Argentina. It's located in one of her former foundation buildings, and you can see her dresses, personal items, and learn about her story, both the admiration and the controversy.
Instead of doing another heavy dinner, we opt for a wine tasting and small plates at Panevan. Argentina is known for wine just as much as steak, and this option is such a nice way to slow down and catch up with friends.
We're actually meeting a friend here who's joining us on our Antarctica cruise, which is the whole reason we ended up in Buenos Aires on this trip.
For our last full day, we head to Recoleta Cemetery, but first, we check into the Alvear Palace Hotel for one night. This stay is part of our Antarctica cruise experience with Seabourn, and it's classic, old-world luxury, very Buenos Aires.
And yes, Andy gives a full room tour over on Patreon, so definitely check that out if you want the behind the scenes.
Back at Recoleta Cemetery, we're joining a walking tour to discover one of the most fascinating places in the city. And yes, this is where Evita is buried.
What makes it interesting is that it's traditionally where the wealthy elite are buried, and Evita was a champion of the working class. It's definitely worth doing a guided tour here because the stories are wild, dramatic, and very Buenos Aires.
After, we head to Floreria Atlántico, consistently ranked among the world's 50 best bars. You enter through a flower shop and then down into this hidden speakeasy space. We start with Negronis and a Manhattan, then try some of their signature cocktails, and they're incredible.
And to wrap up our time in Buenos Aires, we stop at Presidente Bar, which is another stunning cocktail bar and the perfect final night.
Now before we wrap up, let's talk logistics. Most international travelers will arrive into Ezeiza Airport, about 40 to 50 minutes from Recoleta and Palermo.
Getting around is super easy. We mainly used Uber and Cabify, which are affordable and reliable. There's also the subway system called the Subte, plus bike lanes all over the city if you prefer to explore that way.
Overall, we found Buenos Aires to be clean, friendly, and very welcoming. But like any big city, you still want to be aware of your surroundings.
We always recommend Safety Wing for everything from lost luggage to medical emergencies abroad. We'll link it in the description below so you can check it out before your trip.
Well, that's a wrap on our gay travel guide to Buenos Aires. Have you been? Drop your favorite places and stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you liked today's video, do us a favor and smash that like button for the almighty YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming gay travel adventures.
For more travel inspiration, head over to our website at twogayexpats.com. Check out the videos we've curated for you down in the Watch Next section of the description, and follow us on social media at twogayexpats.
And don't forget to join us over on Patreon for behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and exclusive content.
We also want to thank our channel members and patrons. We greatly appreciate your support.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.
Hasta luego!